So welcome back to Bauer Arena, Sheffield. We're underway in the under-16s. Czech Republic and Canada. The Czech Republic in the red shirts going from left to right. Canada in their all-black strip. So opening minute gone by, still scoreless, Czech Republic and Canada. It's the under-16s here, game 2 of today, Sheffield 2016. Loose ball across the face of net. Canada with it, broken play, odd man rush for Czech Republic. Save from Tristan Gray, between the pipes for Canada, and the ball goes up and out of play. Busy day for the Canada under-16s. They'll be playing this game, and they'll also be playing the last game of the day against the host nation, Great Britain. A very good morning to the Osepchuks, tuning in from Smoky Lane, Alberta. It's just gone 9:30 here in the UK. Must be around 1:30 in Alberta, so you're very welcome joining us here on Sheffield2016.com, the official website for the World Junior Ball Hockey Championships. Battles in the corner, but Broder's unable to keep it in the zone. And it's all the way behind the Canada net. Cross-ring pass, Mayer looks for Goss. Instead it's Goss's opposite number battling behind the net. And it's cleared down the floor by the Czech Republic. Icing is the play. So inside 3 minutes gone by. Delighted to say ISBHF President George Gortsos joins us this morning at ringside. Morning, George.
Morning, Craig. We got two great teams going this morning, so I think the fans are going to enjoy this one.
Yeah, two of the top-ranked teams in our competition, the U16s. We saw the Czech Republic yesterday open against Great Britain, and first period GB made the Czechs work for their goals.
They did, and you know, right now what you're going to find out is both these teams have a rivalry, and they're going to play at a high level for the fans to watch.
Yeah, we saw, I think, last night as well, the GB Czech game. It can get quite intense because it's obviously it's non-checking, but it's certainly not non-contact. There's a lot of contact, particularly around the board, so it can get quite feisty on the floor.
Right. The referees and the way the history of ball hockey allows you to go shoulder to shoulder, and really you can't do any direct hits. So it's all about angling and positioning.
So we're 3.5 minutes in, still scoreless. Czech Republic and Canada. Canada with it on this near side. Daniel Djukovic, forward to Nick Upper, battling along the boards. Still with it, Team Canada, and our first penalty. A body checking penalty.
Yeah, the Canadian player got caught a little bit in between there. What we want to see is players angling off and not taking a direct route. So now we're going to get to see the vaunted Czech power play.
I think even in just such a short time, the games yesterday and today, special teams, particularly at this level, huge.
They are huge, and the Czechs are experts at it, and you'll watch them move the ball around quite well.
And something for if fans are used to watching ice hockey, the floating blue lines, which means once you've gained the zone, your offensive zone then becomes the actual whole half. So it's a huge zone to work in.
Well, and that adds to the creativity that the players can use because there's more space.
So we'll see. It's Kanyak sitting at the top for the Czechs. He's more or less in the face-off circle at the center. He's controlling things from the point. Canada will get the turnover and fire it down the floor and get some fresh legs on for the PK. 75 seconds left on the power play. And the Czechs will bring it forward. Some fresh legs for the Czech Republic as well. And see if they can get set up on the power play. Gains the zone. It's Kyle Lamont down in the corner.
There's a lot of room behind the net, and you see the Czechs are trying to use that to set up also.
One timer just wide of the net, ends up on the back of the goal. It's still live though. This is Jan Shaker on the far side. So you've got your men at the point, you've got your men behind the net, and you've got your forwards hopefully in front of the net to put it away. But it's a mistake by the Czechs. Allows the ball to go all the way down the floor. And fresh bodies for Team Canada.
And you know what? That's a double whammy there. They had the ball hopped over the player's stick, and then they iced it, and that may cost them the rest of the penalty there.
Yeah, just 15 seconds left on the power play. So if Canada spend the time in the Czech zone, run down the clock.
You know, Craig, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with the fans that we see out here for both the Czech Republic family and the Canadian family. They're really pumped up for this game.
Well, we've seen there's a lot of, obviously, families come over, but it's good to see the other teams. You can see the Czechs, they'll be playing later on today. There's the Canadian other teams as well. You've got the 3 teams from each country, and they're all supporting each other in the stands.
Exactly.
Power play is over. We're back to 5-on-5. Still Czech Republic battling behind the goal. Canada, though, give it a chance to clear. It's Jaden Kennett.
I think Jaden Kennett just came out of the penalty box. So he's going back in again.
Takes a seat again.
It's a rough kind of start. It's been a little bit harsh on him today.
Slashing is the call. Czechs number 27, Jakub Lorenz, feeling the effects of that. He's limping towards the bench. So again, Czech Republic back to the power play. The one-timer doesn't get through. That was from Vít Kamenyar. And that's broken up inside the Canada zone and backhanded down the floor. Gives them time to...
For the fans, the Czech Republic always look for that one-timer. So when one pass goes over, and then there's that big shot.
And they'll, as we've seen so far this week, they'll shoot from anywhere as well, whether it's in the zone or the halfway line, the blue
they like
line.
to shoot, and they're experts at it.
Great PK so far from Canada. Ball spending a lot of time in the Czech zone rather than the Canada zone. Almost halfway through the penalty on Jaden Kennett. And the ball gets through all the way to Canada's goalie.
You see the Canadians are pressing the Czechs a little bit, not making it easy for them to gain the blue line. And Craig, that is the name of the game in ball hockey, gaining the blue line.
Yeah, you can see the defensive team often will form the line right across the blue line and make it hard for the teams to carry the ball in. So you have to either shoot it in or dump it in, and then you're risking the icing. So it's a key play. But we're on the power play with the Czech Republic. 24 at the top is Nicholas Kaniak for the one-timer, deflected to the far side, back to Kaniak at the blue line. Moves inside the blue and lets go. And Tristan Gray hangs on for Canada.
I tell you, the Canadian coaches have to be happy with their penalty kill unit so far. They're 30 seconds from killing them, about 4 minutes off the last little while. It looks like the Czechs are looking to set up that defenseman number 24 up on the point.
Yeah, normally you get your one or your two guys right at the very top. Almost cut out at the Canada blue line by Goss. That was a hack and whack trying to get it clear. And kept in just at the halfway line. A 24 Kaniak. Great play at the halfway line for the Czech Republic. Final few seconds. And Kennett returns to the floor. Full strength, back to 5-on-5. Still in the Canada zone, looking to bring it away. Pass it off the boards. Kaniak keeps it in. Canada just over the halfway line, gives it away though. Scrappy play through the neutral zone. And this is Jaden Kennett, gets away from his man, tries the backhand shot. And Matej Suhaj in the Czech net.
Well, Mr. Kennett has had an interesting start to the game, hasn't he? 2 penalties, jumps off the floor, and away he goes, almost scoring there.
1-0, yeah. The center of a lot happening on the floor for Canada, and they get the attacking face-off. Czechs bring it away. 3-on-3 if they use it. Try the centering pass, it was cut out. And there's Kennett again. The man just ahead of him. Too keen to get over the blue line. So whistle down for an offsides.
You know, Craig, I always love watching the Czech Republic play Canada. They're 2 arch rivals that have been battling at this game since the ISBHF started. So you're watching a historical matchup right now.
Would you say these are the top 2 seeds?
Well, no, I mean it's usually these 2 and Slovakia historically that have been at the top, and now we've seen the USA and Switzerland really push in, and we're hoping one day very soon UK will be too.
We're getting there.
You are.
Balls round behind the Canada net, comes out in front, saved by Tristan Gray, and Canada bring it away. Dumped in by Wyatt, foot race to the ball. Wyatt against Lawrence. It's behind the Czech net, pinned up against the boards, and we'll have it blown down.
You know, Craig,
for a face-off.
we just watched the big 17 from the Czech Republic one against the little 23 from Canada. 17 using his size and 23 who's maybe 5'1" over there. Just goes to show you can be any size, any height, and enjoy this game as long as you got the heart to compete. And both those kids really did well there.
And that's like you say, because it's the non-Czech and the physicality is less of an issue. So you can have your 6'1" against your 5'1", and you can compete.
Right.
Snapshot from Yuri Buchek, just inside the blue line, dealt with by Tristan Gray. And the ball into the corner. Sepchuk battling along these boards. Looks to bring it away, carries it over the halfway line. Dumps it in behind the Czech net. Picked up though, Czech Republic. Can't handle it in centre court, and Canada looks to build. This is Florchuk. Centering pass just behind Sepchuk. Otherwise Canada would have been in on that one. Florchuk, well controlled, gains the zone, but it's dispossessed by the Czech defenseman, and it's end-to-end stuff. This is where the speed of ball hockey will surprise a lot of people, George. It's fast and furious, and I know people are used to skating on ice, but running on the floor, it's still fast and furious end-to-end.
Well, these are great athletes running very hard, and I think that's the one thing that people catch when they see the young kids running with their full heart and effort. They traverse the court very quickly.
And it's a full-size ice surface as well, so it's 200 feet end-to-end, so it's not a small court by any stretch.
No, it isn't.
Face off in the Czech zone. Canada with it. This is Kyle Petton. Down low to Goss. Brings it out in front. Centering pass. It was Dawson Mercer with a chance for Canada. Still scoreless. 11.5 minutes gone in period one. This is our under-16s, Czech Republic and Canada. Second game of the day here at Sheffield 2016. Petton, Goss forward to Broders. Scrambles for it in the neutral zone, and broken play through on net. Shot just wide.
A big opportunity there for the Czechs.
There's Lukáš Toman with the opportunity. And battling in the corner behind the net. Votipka, he's dispossessed, and Canada bringing it away. 12.5 minutes gone. We're in the Czech Republic zone. Down low with Goss, trying to find the centering pass. Still behind the Czech boards, into the boards. And forward, Czech Republic, through on net, great play. Sliding defensive play from the Canada defenseman.
That's great effort by number 72 there. Break up a breakaway.
Avijot Sahota with the play. The Czech man, Jakub Lorinc, was through 1-0, but Sahota came back and with the defensive play broke up the attack. Minute and a half to go by in the first period. Shot tipped in front, and still the Czech Republic in the Canada zone. 24 is Kaniak. Kaniak is loose in front, and great opportunity there for Malechka.
I'll tell you, the Czechs are really taking it to the Canadians right now, and they've taken this game over right now.
2 or 3 great opportunities, and so far you have to say one of these will go in before too long if they keep up with this pressure. Inside the last minute of the first period. Again, sliding stop from Team Canada. We're out into the neutral zone. Zone continues with Czech Republic.
A couple things, Craig. We talk about being first on the ball, and the Czechs are being first on the ball. They want the ball more right now. Another thing that I've noticed is big number 17 on the Czech Republic is really an impressive player and is a difficult matchup whenever he goes out for the Canadian team. And he's made some great plays for the Czech Republic already. Especially down low, he's a load, and he's hard to defend.
So yes, Jan Čejka for the Czech Republic. We're talking about where's 17 for the team in red. Final 30 seconds of our opening period. Battling along the boards, and Canada is just up to fire at the length of the floor. Wyatt gave chase, but it in vain, and back for an icing call. 18 seconds in our first period, and
well,
the action's gone by in the blink of an eye.
From what I've seen, the Czech coaches have to be very happy with the pressure that they've exerted on the Canadians so far.
Yeah, certainly the balance of chances favouring the team in red. And if that continues, you have to say one of the chances will go in eventually. But Canada's, on the flip side of that, the Canada defence and the PK in particular, very strong at the back end.
This is a very important face-off. The Czechs are experts and the Canadians did well there.
5 seconds, can he get a shot away? Just wide. The final action of our first period. Canada, for all we said, how the Czechs were on top, Canada almost stole it with the final action of our first period. But fast and furious opening. It's scoreless after 15 minutes. And on the floor they'll take a break. If we can take a moment then, George, we'll take a break from the game and talk about the tournament in general.
Sure.
ISBHF bringing a tournament to the UK from UK's point of view. Absolutely fantastic. What's the thinking with the ISBHF?
For us,
and
it's
forward,
investment
Czech
in
Republic,
the future of ball hockey.
Through on net, great play.
Coming here, we're investing in the hard work
and
of UK
forward,
ball hockey.
Czech Republic,
and,
through on net, great play.
That UK ball hockey will keep growing in the years ahead. It's our way of showing our thanks and saying, hey, you're an important part of the family, and all those kids of today and the future, we want them to enjoy the sport of ball hockey. So, that's a big reason why we came, Craig.
And we heard Rob Clayton talking at the opening ceremony. Ball Hockey UK as an organisation is not even 8 years old. So to come from where it started to where we are now, I mean, the Canadian Ball Hockey Federation's got years on us. So it's a quick journey, 7 years, and we're hosting a World Championships. It's an amazing growth so far.
Well, and you can see it, Craig, and first of all, thank you for the great work you're doing, but you can see it in all your family, how proud you are, and I think it also buttresses the energy in your heart to move forward, right? And you guys were doing it as a group on your own, but now you see all the people come here and they're blown away by your volunteers, the UK ball hockey people, the facility, and they're going to look when people talk about UK ball hockey, this is what they're going to picture from, Switzerland to the USA to Canada, Czech and Slovakia, right? Or anybody else that came. We have a board member here from South Korea. So, he'll go back talking about the UK ball hockey program back in South Korea, which is starting with 120 players right now too. So they're where you were 7 years ago.
Yeah, and as Rob said, Ball Hockey UK now 25 plus clubs, and clubs have got junior sections, have got women's sections, and it's that we use the hashtag, and it's easy to talk on hashtag, but growing the game, and that is what we're trying to do.
Well, yes, and you know what, Craig, you grow it with your personality also. Wherever we are in the World Championships, UK ball hockey adds their personality to the event. Whether they're staying in, old army bunkers or bringing their beautiful UK personalities to the event, they always add sunshine to our World Championships, and they're a big part of it.
Yeah, we saw that obviously. So the Zug last year, staying in the bunker just inside Zug. We had I was in Newfoundland, the seniors before that. Obviously, when the team got involved, and Chris, the commentator out there, he became almost an honorary member of Team GB. So yes, and it's next year, the seniors next year. Where are we going?
Well, we're going to the beautiful country of the Czech Republic. We'll be in Pardubice, June 1 to 10. I can tell all the listeners right now that it's a wonderful complex. The city is behind it with the mayor and their organizing committee, and I really think it's going to be both from a women's world championship and an A and a B pool. It's going to be a wonderful event. I'm actually quite excited about all three levels, but being here in UK, I know they'll be in the B pool for the men's. I know they're going to be playing against some exotic countries, and I always enjoy watching that.
And last year in Zug we saw obviously GB took a bronze in the B pool. So again, the men have come from a team which was mainly expat Canadians with some GB roots. Now it's a mainly GB team, and the GB ladies as well, a brand new program.
And they're all from here. And I'll tell you right now, I see some players that are going to be, trending on their way to be world class. And when I say world class, Craig, I'm talking about players that are right in the thick of things for world all-stars, right at the highest level. So, you're certainly doing an amazing job. And rest assured, Craig, you got some exciting years ahead of you.
I mean, I've been part of Ball Hockey UK for a few years, possibly since Newfoundland was my first major event as part of the organisation, and seeing where we've come, on the domestic front as well with our national tournaments. We've got leagues now in the north of England, the Midlands of England, and we've got domestic leagues. So we've got our nationals, we've got our juniors,
right.
And it's the way it's growing, and I can only see it going one way, hopefully. And something like this, obviously from our point of view, Ball Hockey UK, we've got to use this as a springboard to go to the next level. So that's a serious chat out of the way. Back to the action on the floor. U16s of Czech Republic and Canada. Czech Republic in the red from right to left. And a scoreless first period, although we up here in the commentary position feel the Czech Republic had the better of the play, but Canada's defense certainly standing firm.
Well, it certainly went back and forth in the first period, Craig, but the Czechs certainly had the better scoring chances. So, one wonders if killing 2 penalties changed the mentality of the Canadian team. But it's a new period, and it's still 0-0. We'll see how these two great teams figure it out.
And special teams, obviously the team on the power play gets a lift, but if you do make it 2 big penalty kills, then your team can get a lift from that. So you have to use that momentum to try and build from that. But as I say, we're still scoreless on the board. The first minute of period 2. And we're behind the Canada net. Looks for the outlet pass. It's blocked on the right-hand side, so it comes up this near wing. It's Robinson for Canada. McIsaac wants it back at the blue line. It's down low. Great stick handling through the plays. Backhand shot just wide of the mark from Nick Goss. And again, Goss, a one-man wrecking machine so far for Canada. Up the other end in a blink of an eye, Wojtek Novotny. That's cut out. Kept in though. Players with the glove. Hand pass in the defensive zone.
There's big 17. He's a load out there for the Czechs. The Canadians have to make a count of that player right there.
And you can see we've only had kind of, each team's had a game so far, but even in that short time, you'll see the star players will come to the fore, so you can see who are the men to watch. Broaders for Canada. Across the floor, Petten. Let's fly. It's blocked by Matej Suhaj in the Czech Republic net. And we're into the neutral zone. 2.5 minutes gone by already. Still scoreless here. Canada 0, Czech Republic 0. It's Kyle Lamont on the forecheck for Canada, one of the ones you mentioned earlier on, the little guy as opposed to the big guy.
I'll tell you, we have noticed the little guy, 72, on a couple occasions, and he just made a wonderful play there. Sahota, he's really come to the forefront with great defensive and offensive plays.
He was running the power play against the USA yesterday. Chipped in with a couple of goals from the blue line for Canada in the opening game against USA. .91 in the corner for USA. Robinson. Silhan gets it away for the Czech Republic. Battling on along the boards is Buček. Canada, though, win it back. This is Wyatt. Pulls it inside. Great move. Lets the shot go. Saved by Suhai. And Canada still control it. Over 3 minutes gone in second period. Still scoreless. Robinson knocked off it in the corner. That's good play on the blue line from Gagliardi. Keeping it in the zone and forcing the Czech Republic back to behind their own net and having to build all the way down the court. Gagliardi again battling for it. He's outdone though by Malechka. Malechka, backhand pass, is behind his teammate. It was Yuri Buček. And Canada live again. Let fly from the center circle. Comes back off the glass.
Craig, I think for our viewers, one of the things I enjoy about our sport is, as you saw, the Canadians or the Czechs, when they get the ball in, it's such a one-on-one battle all the time. It's like little one-on-one battles that add up to the final tally and really exposes players for who they are and what they have inside them.
And the skill as well, the stick handling to be able to, I think we saw, it was Robinson. He was in the corner, he had two Czechs around him, but just a little move, and he was away.
That's using your body position, using your footwork. That's the beauty of ball hockey, those little things that make a difference.
We're in neutral territory. Van Veenendaal for Canada. And you can see the movements up ahead, trying to create the space. Bennett. Chance on the doorstep, saved by Suhai. And Jaden Kennett. All action part of Canada so far. Jaden Kennett. Back in the defensive zone. 21 for Canada is Caden Mayer. Look for the outlet pass, but it's cut out at the Czech blue line. Scrappy through neutral zone. 17. It's a Jan Shaker. Our one to watch here from the commentary box. But as is Canada, Van Veenendaal gains the zone. Rink wide. Down to Kennett. Nick Upper. Kennett looks for the backhand pass across. And just too strong for Sepchuk. Sepchuk brings it back in and then forces a save from Matej Suhai.
See, Craig, that's exactly what you were talking about there. From the boards to the slot, he had his defender behind him. He did a little turn and he got a shot there. That's exactly the same thing you were pointing out before. That's the beauty of ball hockey right there.
And it's the skill I think people possibly new to the sport will be surprised at the skill level that is, that these players, particularly at this elite level, the skill level of players do have.
And what it is good running, good deception. He tricked the defender into thinking he was going one way, and then he went the other.
So from the face-off, it's with the Czech Republic. Behind the net is Kanyak. Silhan up the boards. One back by Canada. Glove save from Suhai. And he hangs on for the face-off.
I think we should talk about the goaltenders. And I think we got two really great goaltenders here, both for the Czech Republic and Canada. And you know what? It's going to be hard to score today, Craig.
Well, you talk about and you were talking to one of the JB goalies yesterday about the positioning is slightly different for ball hockey to ice hockey, and how the ball hockey goalies have to be more square onto the ball.
They do, and they have to be a little bit more stand up. Now it looks like we're going to get our first look at the Canadian power play now.
Yeah, Florchuk played into the boards by Czech's 11, Tomas Pichler. Body checking is the call. So after killing off the penalties in period 1, first special teams go the way of Team Canada. They get the man advantage the next 2 minutes. See if they can make the Czech goalie Matej Suhaj work hard these next 2 minutes. Face-off win. Jaden Kennett, Pringle along the blue line to McIsaac. McIsaac lets fly. And it's stopped by the Czech Republic. Novotny, still McIsaac controlling it from the blue line. McIsaac and Pringle up high for Canada. Pringle fakes the one-timer across to McIsaac, doesn't make a good contact. And Czech's able to clear it down the floor. Use the chance to get a couple of fresh bodies on, fresh legs for the penalty kill. 40 seconds gone by in the penalty already. Pringle gains the zone. Well, it's whistled down for offside. The man at the blue line, he just lifted the wrong foot at the wrong time.
Well, and again, we talked about the blue line entry being so important. It probably costs now Canada another 15 seconds on the power play to see if they can get it. That being if the Czechs don't get it and shoot it down.
Yeah, clean win for the Czech Republic. And as George says, fire it down the floor and force Canada to come full 200 feet. Halfway through the penalty, a minute gone by for the man advantage. Sahota gains the blue line, through on net. A diving play from Bušek. Sahota brings it back to the blue line. Canada setting up. It's Florchuk, rink wide. Pass looking for the one-timer down low. Broaders is there in the slot.
What a save by the Czech goalie there. Unbelievable. Great save. Fantastic save. And you know what? You have to say also, Craig, the Canadians maneuvered that very well to find a man open in the slot. But just tremendous goalkeeping there.
Yeah, Brent Broaders it was with the one-timer. And Matej Suhaj equal to it in the Czech net.
And you can see his Czech players really appreciate that save that he just made there.
Yeah. Well, it's the old adage, is it? Your goalie is your number one penalty killer.
You got it right on there, Craig.
Sahota from outside the blue line. Let's fly again. And Suhaj, high above the crease, makes the save.
Well, you know, when you face, oh, it looks like the Czech captain is going to get an extra 2 there. So this is a real big opportunity here for the Canadians to do something here. 5-on-3.
It'll be 5-on-3 for 22 seconds, and then the remainder of a 5-on-4. It's not a clean win, but Canada do win it. Carry it forward, looks for the backhand, was Osepchuk. Still with it, 10 seconds left on the first penalty. One-timer from the slot, Osepchuk's there.
You know what, this goalie is super. That's another great save. A 10-bell ringer right there, just stopping that point blank. Just great goaltending there, Craig.
And it's, we talked about the size of the players before, the size of the goalie as well. I mean, he's a fair size himself, so once he's down in that position, he'll fill a lot of the net.
And you know what? He's got big pads, and he's a big target, no doubt about it. He's stymieing the Canadians right now.
Final seconds of the two-man advantage. Pitchler returns for Czech Republic. It's 5-on-4. So Canada still with the power play for another 90 seconds. Pringle, Gagliardi. That's blocked by pitcher. Canada battling for it.
That was great defending there by 1-8 to stop that pass there. And again, Craig.
And
what goaltending.
The athleticism as well, from one side of the net to the other. It's Mate Suhai.
I'll tell you, Suhai is really being a wall back there right now. Those are being some great chances the Canadians have. And you know what, Craig? Look at the kid. He just looks calm as can be in there. It's just another day for him.
Just another save, take a drink, get ready to go again.
That's it.
69 seconds on the power play. Canada floor check with it. Cleared down the floor by Czech Republic. Sahota muscled off it by Bushek. Battling in neutral zone. Osepchuk. Canada with it. 45 seconds on the power play. This is Sahota. Gains the zone. Forward to Osepchuk. Has it behind the net. They've got a man in the slots looking for the pass. Florchuk. It is to the top for the one-timer. Elects to wait. Pass instead. And Suhai there again, making himself big as can be. Hard for Canada to find a way past. 16 seconds. Sahota. Fired it wider than that, looking for a redirect. Again, Suhai covers up and we'll have face-off in the Czech Republic zone. 11 seconds on the power play. Just over 5 minutes left in period 2.
Well, we've learned that both teams have great goalies, good penalty killing, and we got a great game going, Craig. A wonderful ball hockey game going.
It's what you hope for when you get the two of the top teams meeting each other. Quite often you'll see that they'll cancel each other out and it'll be a bit of a stalemate, but this one it's two teams going hammer and tongue, toe to toe, and it's just what you want to see.
And it looks now that where the Canadians had the infection of penalties in the first period, the virus has now gone to the Czech Republic. And we'll see what happens again.
Yeah.
The Canadians got that wall to deal with in the net there.
Extends the power play once again. First man back for the Czech Republic, but it's a extended power play for Canada. It's a Wojciech Novotny is serving the penalty for cross-checking. Canada bring it away. McIsaac gains the zone. This is Mayer. Into the slot. Shoots and scores! Brent Broders all alone in the high slot, and Suhai finally beaten. A power play goal for Team Canada. 4:41 to play. Canada 1, Czech Republic 0.
That was a nice play by 21 Mahar off the boards to Broders, and you really, to beat this goalie, you really have to shoot the perfect shot, and that was right underneath the bar in the corner.
It went high glove past Mate Suhai, and Brent Broders opens the scoring for Canada. It was an extended power play, 3 successive minor penalties for the Czech Republic, and the pressure just told in the end. Finally, Suhai is beaten, and Czech Republic, for the first time this week, trailing. It's Canada 1, Czech Republic 0. And we'll see if Canada can use that to further their cause, or whether the Czechs will respond. Official confirmation, it's Broders from Mayer for the Canada power play goal. Icing from the Czech Republic.
You know, it's funny with players, if you can remember in the first period, Craig, when the Canadians took the penalty, the Czechs took the game over. I think the Canadians went into a bit of a defensive mindset because they had to kill penalties. And I think what's happened now is the Czechs have just had about 4 or 5 minutes of killing penalties, and they're not in the attack mode yet, and the Canadians are. And you see now the Canadians are taking it to the Czechs as the Czechs did to them in the first period.
Turnaround shot. Just wide of the target. Canada trying to make the most of this pressure. Djukovic from outside the blue line. Cross-checking penalty coming.
I don't know who the referee got. So looks like the refs have called another cross-checking, so they're trying to get the message out to the players, but the players aren't getting the message yet.
And obviously one of those things, the officials before the tournament, they had a pre-tournament meeting, and obviously stick fouls, you're slashing, you're cross-checking, hooking, they're the things that are clamped down on.
Well, yeah, I think that was vocalized to the managers of all the nations that stick work and that kind of maneuvers would be dealt with very severely.
And like you say, the smart teams will learn the lesson pretty quickly. The not so smart possibly keep doing it. It was Van Veenendaal with the chances. Suhai was on the floor, but couldn't find the target. Power play once again, Team Canada. Maha at the top of the zone. Suhai flashes the leather for that one.
You're not going to beat that goalie with that shot. He's too good back there, and really they didn't have anybody in front of the net. But you know, this is such a big game for both these teams, Craig. As you know, in this tournament, the top 2 teams standing-wise go to the gold medal. So you might as well look at this game as a quarterfinal. That's the kind of mentality these teams have, both the Czech Republic and Canada in this game. It's a big game. And
from what you were saying, if you look at the big 3 as Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Canada, only 2 of those can play in the gold medal game.
Well, we can't forget the other nations too. USA is very good. They're right in there too, as are the Swiss, and so. Like every game's a big game, Craig. That's what we're trying to say here. Because at the end, only 2 teams go to the dance.
Inside the final minutes of the power play for Canada, Van Veenendaal, backhand across the crease. And Suhai again covers up. And just walks away from all of the melee in front. Pushing and shoving. And we've got a Canada penalty. Slashing is the call. So we'll have a spell of 4-on-4.
Well, hopefully sooner or later the teams can just get down to playing, and we can enjoy the game, right? It's a little bit of a penalty show right now, so hopefully the kids will get it and we can move on and see these 2 teams battle away.
So 4-on-4, the full-size rink, extra space, so hopefully extra creativity in this next passage of play. Buček had the shot from the blue line for Czech Republic. McIsaac backhands up for Sepchuk. It's turned over the Czech Republic. Up the floor to Buček. Can't get past Pringle though for Canada. It's back and forth. Final 10 seconds on the Czech Republic penalty, then they will go to the power play. As Novotny returns to the floor, so the Czech Republic with a man advantage for the next 65 seconds. 200 feet from the Canada net, though, need to make way up the floor. Gains the zone, Bucek. And he's brought down by McIsaac behind the Canada goal line. And it's going to be the Czech Republic turn for a 5-on-3. So if the Czech power play is good, a Czech 5-on-3 is even better.
Right. Well, this is a big opportunity for the Czech Republic now.
So it's Peter McIsaac, the Team Canada captain, sits 2 for cross-checking. So we've got 50 seconds of a 5-on-3.
Watch out for big number 17 here. He's you know, he's a big target man for them. Wonderful player.
Goes and stands in front of the net. 17, Jan Chaker. The one-timer wide of the net. So the 3 Canadian penalty killers working hard against the Czech forwards.
Well, we got a great goaltender in the net for Canada too. Big Gray making some big saves.
Tristan Gray, got across very well to that one. The one-timer again. Sliding from the Canada players. Gray's lost his stick, but he's able to pick it up. Jaden Kennett returns for Canada. And that's the end of the period. The referees and the players so engrossed in the action and didn't realize the time had expired. So it's a 1-0 lead for Canada. When we come back, 64 seconds for a Czech Republic power play. That's going to be a huge start to P3. So we'll see the teams going into the opposite corners of the rink. Shoots and scores for their team talk. Brent Broders, all alone in the high slot. Into the slot. Shoots and scores! Brent Broders. Power play when we come back. All alone in the high slot. It's going to be a huge start to P3 as we find out.
Greg, are you enjoying this matchup here? It looks like 2 Titan goaltenders. Like, these goalies are something special, both the Czech and Canadian goalie. Big targets, hard to beat.
They're big, but they're quick enough to get across as well. We've seen a couple of guys going post to post, again, on the floor. It's a different technique, different skill to what we see in ice hockey. Into the getting slot. Shoots and scores! Big, but they're agile as well. Brent Broders.
One thing you can tell for those goalies watching online.
Into the slot. Shoots and scores! Brent Broders.
The only goal we've seen was a perfect shot. You know, just right under the bar, right in the corner there. So it's been a wonderful game. And now these 15 minutes here that are coming up, they will have ramifications on both Canada and the Czech Republic for the rest of this tournament. That's how big these next 15 minutes are.
Yeah, and the team's going through their interval preparations. We'll take a short break,
All
3
right,
minutes,
Craig.
and we'll be back in action for the third and final period of our under-16s here this morning. It's Czech Republic and Canada. If you're following on our social media, Sheffield 2016 on Facebook and on Twitter, send us a message. Let us know where you're watching from. And we'll be back in just a few moments here at Sheffield 2016. We'll speak to you soon. back in place for the third period of our under-16s. Czech Republic and Canada. Just in our interval, couple of messages. Marcus listening in from Maple Ridge, British Columbia. It's around 2:30 in British Columbia, 10:30 here in the UK. If you are watching our stream online, let us know on Facebook or Twitter where you are. We'll give you a shout out. Whatever time of the day or night it is, you're very welcome here at Sheffield 2016. Craig Simpson, George Gortos here with the game. And Canada doing a great job killing off this outstanding power play.
Right, and this is a big moment early in the third period as we're getting into the key moments of this game. And really the Czechs here, they really need to have a big face-off win. They still got time here to make something happen.
Battling win, but it does come back on the Czech side. Kanyak running things from the point.
Oh, two great saves there. Wonderful work by the Czech to make that those chances happen, but two great saves by the Canadian goalie.
Yeah, Tristan Gray doing a grand job. Got down with the pads to that one, and then fires high. Malechka with the loose ball. It's back to 5-on-5 as Peyton McIsaac returns to the floor for Canada. So the penalty killed early in period 3. Kanyak still with it, and then McIsaac blocking the shot.
And I got to tell you, you blocked that shot. That ball hurts, Craig. That's a hard ball, very hard ball.
It's a hard ball, and it's being hit at very high speed, at very short distances, and putting yourself on the line, that just shows what the game means to the players on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be blocking any shots like that, so my hat goes off to the Canadian captain.
So McIsaac putting himself on the line, and Canada bringing it away. This is Sepchuk. Marco Diaz in the corner. Looks to bring it away. Sepchuk helps him out. Turning back towards his own net. Turning this way and that, trying to find the opening. Backhands it around the boards.
Geez, little 72 Sahota is all over the floor.
And it pulls itself. And he had the net and fired over the top. Created the opportunity. Fantastic work to make it happen. But then couldn't find the finish.
You got to tip your hat to that little guy. He's a defender. He came in. He beat the guy from the backboards to the slot, clearly in a one-on-one matchup, and nearly put the Canadians ahead 2-0. We should say, Craig, that as the goalie for the Czech Republic was a wall on the power play, Gray was tremendous. Some wonderful saves against the vaunted Czech power play.
And that double pad save, got down and then managed to stretch the right leg out to stop the rebound as well. So a great double pad save and keeping Canada 1-0 ahead. 12.5 minutes to play in the third period. Ball still in the Czech Republic zone. Kept in on the far side. Can't get it out. Loose in front. And that was Goss had the opportunity. Almost out of nothing. The ball free in front of net. And these half chances coming the way of Canada. Again, over the top from, that was Broders, who scored the goal earlier on. Canada looking to make this pressure tell.
One thing we've noticed about this facility, Craig, is on a shot that's wide, these boards are lively, and that ball's popping right back, and the forwards are learning that that's an offensive chance. So, the goaltenders and the defenders really got to be aware of that.
Yeah, it's they are quite around here. Sheffield's known for it. The kickboards in particular, the yellow boards around the bottom, very lively. And as I say, the players they aren't silly. They learn about these things fairly quickly, and if they can use anything to their advantage, they'll be on it in a flash. Kennett for Canada, pushed into the boards. Turnover for Czech Republic. 14 is Prochaska. Gains the zone, battling against McIsaac. 2-on-2. Kennett all alone in the slot if he can find him. Instead passes back to Upper, and he's dispossessed. And back we go the other way. It's end-to-end play opening out in this third period. This is Mayer for Team Canada. Kennett poised for the one-timer. Lets the shot go. It's over the top of Suhai's net. And still with it, Canada. Great possession, trying to make it the telling pass to create the goal-scoring opportunities. That was Mayer took a high stick, so Czechs back to the penalty kill and a power play chance for Canada. And the way it's going, you'd think a second goal here would be absolutely crucial.
Well, especially with the goaltenders we have in this game, Craig. Anybody in the world at this age group would be hard-pressed to beat one of these two tenders.
So Canada setting up on the power play. Sahota's there. Great stuff from Matej Suhai. As I say, can't talk highly enough about the net minding in the game we've seen. Suhai there had to be at his very best to deny Sahota.
He just robbed Broaders there, getting back at him for the goal he had scored on him.
It's Mayer running things at the point. And again, Suhai's there. Gets down very well for a big man and covers up for the face-off. 1:23 on the power play remaining.
Well, in the 35-odd minutes that we've played, I'd have to say the more busy goalie now has been the Czech goalie, and he has answered the bell for his team and his country today.
Yeah, certainly the momentum swing. First period, Czechs had the advantage, but since then, it was that long spell of successive penalties kind of turned the momentum Canada's way. And now Canada in the ascendancy. A minute left on their power play. Gray plays it around behind the goal to Mayer, and looking to build out a defence for Canada. Forward to Sahota. Gains the zone and brings it back into the neutral territory. Tries to set up down the boards. Mayer's on the back stick. If he can find him, shoots and scores! That's Bryce Osepchuk with a wrist shot from the face-off circle. Again, it had to be something special to get past Matej Suhai. And a power play goal number 2 for Canada. Czech Republic 0, Canada 2.
Like you said, Craig, that was a very special shot.
Mayer's on the back stick.
And
if he can
that's
find
a big
him,
goal with
shoots and scores!
Just under 10 minutes
That's
to go.
Kyle.
Right now, the Czech
Mayer's on the back stick.
Team has to answer
if he can
quickly.
Find him, shoots and scores!
To get back in this
That's
game.
Kyle.
There's a lot of time left, but they have
Mayer's
to change the mentality and get on the offense here.
Shoots and
Still
scores!
plenty of time for the Czech Republic to get back in this game.
So from the face-off, ball rolls back to Suhai. Keep things moving, but turns it over to Team Canada. Deflects up and out of play from Dawson Mercer.
I got to tell you, Craig, I'm very impressed with the skill level of all the kids at this age group. There is no doubt in my mind that we're seeing the best ball hockey players in the world here in Sheffield at this age group, battling away to win gold.
Around behind the net for Team Canada. It's broken up by the Czech Republic into the neutral zone. Petton, 81. Kyle Petton sends it in on net. And there's those lively bounce off the backboards, as we said earlier.
Well, and here's a big chance right now for the Czech Republic to have a power play. They really got to score here. It'd be a big goal for them.
We've seen 2 power play goals for Canada. So the special teams, as we said at the top, huge in games at the elite level. So the Czech power play will go to work. Novotny goes in for the draw against Kai Lamont. It's back on the Czech Republic side. Lamont backhands it down the floor again and runs off some valuable time for Team Canada.
I have to say the Canadians are very aggressive in penalty killing. They're really pushing right away.
Icing waved off by the officials. Battling in the corner is Jiří Buček, battling with Sahota. And McIsaac, the Canadian captain. Ball rebounds in front. And Tristan Gray, no hesitation, putting the glove on it and just slowing it down for the face-off.
Well, little Lamont going off with one of the Czech players. He doesn't back down from anybody, that little guy, does he, Craig?
No, a little pocket dynamo, like you say, using his speed rather than his size. And I think was it the cliche? It's not the size of the dog in the fight; it's the size of the fight in the dog.
That's right, and that's the beauty of ball hockey, and that's why our sport is so inclusive to everybody. You know, any size. You know, as long as you have the heart and you love hockey, our sport is great for you.
And a lot of it can be co-ed as well, because we've seen, I know in the UK a lot of our leagues and clubs play co-ed games. We've got a couple of ladies playing for GB20, so it can be done at that level as well.
Exactly. You know, you can have a lot of fun just playing hockey, and that's what the beauty of ball. And you know what, Craig? It does not cost a lot of money to play ball hockey. If you got a nice pad, you just get a stick, your shoes, gloves, helmet, away you go. You could even play without a helmet, you know, in the parking lot.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you're having fun, playing ball hockey. These are really critical moments right now for the Czech Republic.
So Czech still on the power play.
You see,
50 seconds on the original penalty.
The Canadians are being very aggressive on the penalty kill, which is not really traditional these days, and it's really caused a little bit of confusion for the Czech Republic. And you've seen a couple passes, you know, in this game, maybe 2 or 3 on the power play that have gone for icing.
Yeah, previously we've seen, particularly on the penalty kill, the lineup along the blue line, but Canada have got the one-man high active forecheck, and you say it is causing problems for the Czech Republic. In this case, it's Sepchuk who's being the forechecker, doing a lot of running around and making a nuisance of himself. At 17, it's Jan Shaker, the George Gortos player to watch.
He is a great athlete, that number 17, and you can see for a big man, he moves well. Very dangerous.
And puts himself at the top of the crease as well, trying to make a screen as hard as possible for Tristan Gray to see the ball, but he does so and covers up the rebound as well.
Gray uses his big pads well too, Craig. That was a very good shot low, and he had to kick out that pad to make a great save.
10 seconds on the power play for Czech Republic. Shot from neutralized by Kamenyar. And Goss now returns to the floor. Now back to full strength. It's deflected in front. Gray wasn't sure where it was, but it's into the corner. And Canada able to clear to the neutral territory. 16 Lets it go. Loose in front. Gray's down on the floor. And the referee lost sight. Melee in front of Tristan Gray. And plays blown down. We'll have the face-off in the Canada zone.
Well, they're reaching back in the music for Beverly Hills Cop and getting the whole stance. You know, we got lively fans out there, but what a great game it's been, and we're down to the short strokes now, so very pivotal match at this U16 level.
Yeah, we're down to less than 6 minutes to play. Canada lead it by 2-0. Face-off win comes back on the Canada side. Kennett and Mercer, though, dispossessed. Yaroslav Yun for the Czech Republic. Mercer wins it back for Canada, looks for the outlet pass. First to it is Kennett for Team Canada. Sahota keeps it in at the blue line. Kennett
Do you ever see
chasing
Sahota
behind.
lose a one-on-one battle, Craig? Always there.
No, very impressive. Yesterday as well, he impressed against the USA and is doing so again. I say from defence, but not afraid to jump up into the play and make himself known at the offensive end as well. Icing on the play.
I think what you may see here with 5 minutes left is the Czechs be very aggressive whenever they get a chance to have the ball in the Canadian offensive zone, because they really need to push for a goal to get them a chance to push for another one.
So some running repairs for Matej Suhaj in the Czech Republic net. He's ready to go. Face off in the Czech zone. Comes back on the Czech side, fired up the court. McIsaac beaten to it by Bushek. Bushek lets fly, and Tristan Gray, as he's done all morning, equal to the task, and face-off will be in the Czech Republic attacking zone. Less than 5 minutes to play. Czech still looking to get on the scoreboard. Bringing it forward. Battle along the boards. Small play from Team Canada allows them to come away. It's 2-on-2 in the attacking zone. Kyle Petton behind the net. Cycles down low, kicks it out to Pringle in the neutral zone. A small play from Suhaj, and then it's over the top. Again, comes back lively from the glass behind the net. That was Goss with the chance. And Canada back into their own zone. Pringle uses it off the boards to Petton. Petton brought down. Scramble play. And then Goss puts the stick in.
Oh, he's very lucky he didn't get a penalty called there.
The Czech players certainly letting the officials know what they thought of it. The netminder, to his credit, didn't overreact. And we'll just get the face off in the attacking zone for Team Canada.
The Czechs cannot afford to let Canada be cycling the ball. They got to get the ball. Right now, their currency they need is the ball to get going on offense.
Sepchuk forward to Florchuk. Saved by Suhaj. And it's Florchuk looking for the rebound. Blocker save again. Matej Suhaj. Still can't clear the Czech Republic. It's a great play from Canada, not just creating the opportunities, but running time off the clock. We're down to 3.5 minutes in period 3. 2-goal lead for Team Canada. Out in front is Diaz. Ball still there. And finally, Suhai.
Isn't it amazing how the game swung? You can remember in the first period, the Czechs were first on the ball. They had the ball. In the last, half of the game for sure, the Canadians now have changed the paradigm. They've been first on the ball. And you saw it right there on that shift, Craig. They were winning the one-on-one battles. That's why with 3 minutes left, we're where we are.
Definitely. Canada just relentless coming forward, and Czechs struggling to get it out of their own zone. From the face-off, cleared into the neutral zone. Lamont battles forward. It's back with Tristan Gray round the boards. Block shot again for Team Canada. Inside 3 minutes on the clock. Canada 2, Czech Republic 0. It's under 16s here at Sheffield 2016. Four guys going at it at the near boards. Comes back from Czech Republic, but Canada, as George said, first to the ball yet again, keeping the pressure in the attacking zone. And Czech Republic trailing by 2. They can't make it out of their own zone at the minute. Robinson is down low to Upper. And that's Goss keeping it in. Mercer in the neutral zone. Turns, dumps it in again for Upper. Centering pass. Finds a Czech Republic stick. Can they make anything in these last 2 minutes? Yaroslav Yun chasing down Pringle. Into the corner. Held up against the boards. And that'll draw the face off.
Well, the Canadians they've just taken the game away right now. If they keep concentrating the way they are, it's going to be tough for the Czechs to make anything happen right now. They're, like you said, Craig, first on the ball. They want the ball more. Yeah. And this is what the Czechs were doing in the first period.
So Czech Republic call their timeout. 1:40 on the clock.
It looks like
this will be the last throw of the dice.
They may even pull their goalie right now, Craig. That's how important these moments are, because they know they got to try and win this game.
So face off in the attacking zone for Czech Republic.
And they have pulled their goalies. So.
Suhai stays on the bench, so we've got 6 attackers for the Czech Republic. And they'll go 6-on-5 against Canada. Prochaska taking the draws. If ever there was an important face-off to win, this is it. Comes back clean on the side, but it's picked up by Petten. And try to run it in instead of firing it. Canada with possession. The net empty for the Czech Republic. 1:20 remaining in the period. Deflects up and out of play. Face-off will be in the neutral zone.
I got to tip my hat off to the captain of the Czech Republic there, number 24. He really worked hard. Petten had a head steam ahead of him, but he dug in his heels, and he stopped that sure goal from scoring. And that shows he's still competing. Yeah, you got to tip your hat off to that young man.
Going to the very, very end until it's impossible to do anymore. Suhai back in net for the neutral zone face-off. 1:10 on the clock. Canada with possession. Suhai stays in net while Canada have possession. If Czech Republic managed to get the ball. We'll see Suhai heading to the bench again. He's looking to the bench. Malechka at the blue line. Battles along the boards. Suhai still in net. And this is Yuri Bushek. Suhai goes to the bench. Final 35 seconds. 6-on-5 again for the Czech Republic. It's into neutral Kanyak.
Well, there was Sahota beating 2 Czech players there again.
"17 seconds, and it will be a 6-on-4 as Kai Lamont picks up a high sticking.
Well, if you could write a textbook how to play with a 2-0 lead, have the Czechs really had a chance in the last 7-8 minutes of this game, Craig?
No, it's been impressive from Canada at both ends of the floor as well. 10 seconds. Czech Republic are on the power play, but it'll be too little, too late. 24. Shot is wide. Final seconds. And the hooter sounds on a fantastic win for the team in black. 2 power play goals are enough to give the win to Team Canada in our under-16s game. Czech Republic 0, Canada 2.
Craig, I just want to thank you for working with you. It was great.
So stay on for the presentations, our players of the game and the winning anthem. And then we'll be back at 11:30 UK time. It's USA versus Switzerland. We're staying in the under-16 group. USA versus Switzerland, that's up next here at Sheffield 2016. So we'll have the players on the blue lines and we'll have our player of the game. Sponsored this week by Bauer here at the Bauer Arena. Into the slot. Shoots and scores! Brent Broders. Into the slot. Shoots and scores! Brent Broders. Mayers on the back stick. If he can find him. Shoots and scores! That's Kyle. So Matej Suhaj takes player of the game honours for the Czech Republic. Great stuff between the pipes from him. And for Canada, Tristan Gray with a shutout for Team Canada. So both goalies get our player of the game, as picked out by George Gortzos on commentary. Great stuff from the men between the pipes.
You can see the respect between the 2 goalies.
It is. It's good. It's good to see that.
And by the teams acknowledging.
So the strains of Oh Canada for the 4th time out of 4. Team Canada, 4 games and 4 wins. They take the honours 2-0 versus the Czech Republic. I'll be back in half an hour. Still in the under-16s, it's the USA versus Switzerland. That's up next here at Sheffield 2016. If you're watching us on the web stream, give us a like on Facebook or on Twitter. Search for @Sheffield 2016. I'll give you a mention during the next broadcast. We'll take a short break. Back in around half an hour with the under-16s. It's USA Switzerland up next. But for now, from myself, Craig Simpson, George Gortzos at ringside. We'll see you soon. Into the slot. Shoots and scores! Brent Broders. Into the slot. Shoots and scores! Brent Broders. Mayers on the back stick. If he can find him. Shoots and scores! That's Kyle. Mayers on the back stick. If he can find him. Shoots and scores! That's Kyle.